Good morning, afternoon, or evening, class. So today, I know we've been talking about the Lord of the Flies a lot, and one of the biggest symbols that we have in the story is the conch. And today, I wanted to give you a little bit of a weird history lesson about the conch. So first off, I just want to talk a little bit more about what the conch represents in our novel. So, the survivors of the plane crash in The Lord of the Flies only came together whenever they heard the conch call on the island. And the conch in the book, it represents democracy, civilization, and altruism. And as the book progresses, we can see as the conch is less respected, the boys become more savage. And I really like seeing how the real world also goes and uses the conch as a symbol as well. So I'm about to play a little news clipping from the Conch Republic.
Key Westers say the inspection for drugs and illegal aliens at the Monroe County border is only one of many ways in which the southernmost part of the state's been singled out as a foreign nation. So at noon today, they made it official. Former Mayor Dennis Wardlow redubbed himself Prime Minister, announced Key West's secession from the Union, rechristening it the Conch Republic. Cheers went up as the new flag was flown. Businessmen say the traffic jam-ups caused by the checkpoint kept away a lot of tourists, so the more enterprising among them made up for that by capitalizing on the revolution, selling conch visas, flags, and other memorabilia. But if the secession was symbolic, town officials say they won a real victory from the federal government in court yesterday.
They are going to stop the searches. They are going to keep the roadblock in, but at this point, on the record, they're saying they're only going to keep it in for 2 weeks.
The crowd was appreciative, though a little less serious.
I think it's great. I think it should have happened a long time ago.
Only moments after the festivities in the town square, citizens of the new republic began celebrating their independence and enjoying the good life as former Americans. We talked with the State Department yesterday to see if they had any plans to establish diplomatic relations with the new country. They said they hadn't really thought about it, but pointed out that if Key West did become a foreign nation, there'd be a permanent checkpoint between Dade and Monroe counties. That'd be an ironic end to the current controversy. Mary Nissenson, Channel 4 News from the newly founded Conch Republic.
All right, so let me see here, one second. So, the Conch Republic was a micronation formed and dissolved in protest in Key West on April 23rd, 1982. So, the main reason why the Conch Republic ever happened was on US 1, which is the only major highway that connects the Florida Keys to the rest of the mainland US. There was a government blockade from Border Patrol who was searching for illegal immigrants and drugs. And the reason why people were so mad about this is that Key West is part of the U.S. along with the mainland U.S. So there shouldn't be a border patrol checkpoint where U.S. citizens are just going across the U.S. So in protest, the Great Battle of the Conch Republic was fought. So Secession Day, on April 23rd, the Conch Republic's flag was raised over the City Hall in the schooner Western Union under the command of Captain John Krause, who went forth into the harbor and attacked the U.S. Coast Guard cutter Diligence with water balloons, conch fritters, and stale Cuban bread. The Diligence fought back with fire hoses, and thus commenced the Great Battle of the Conch Republic. So that quote is directly from the Conch Republic website, and right here, our picture is that this is one of the reenactments of the Great Battle of the Conch Republic that happens every year on their secession day. And so the Conch Republic today is still a very vital part of Key West tourism. As you can see, looking at the southernmost point in the top right, that is a huge tourism spot, and not even only that, you can see the Conch Republic right there on it. And after the 1 Minute War, the Prime Minister Dennis Wardlow surrendered to the Union, demanded $1 billion in foreign aid, and then re-entered into the United States. But the protests did indeed have the intended effect, with the checkpoint being quickly removed after this. And like I said earlier, every year Key West celebrates their independence on the last Friday of April, and they also boast the largest sail-powered navy in the world. And overall, the citizens of Key West just, you love it everywhere you can see. And anyone that lives there, if you just ask them anything about the Conch Republic, they will be able to tell you so much more than I can. But the question you might be asking is, why am I telling you all of this? So, I just have a couple things for us to consider. The conch is a very important symbol in the Lord of the Flies, but it's also a very important symbol in the Conch Republic. And do these signify the same ideals? And then a couple other questions. How do protests affect government actions? Like, what if the secession was done differently? What if it was what is secession at all and it was just a march or something? And then lastly, my question to you is, would you have joined the Conch Republic? But other than that, that is all I have for us today. I do want y'all to keep in mind that we're going to be having a quiz coming up soon. It's going to be won't have a lot on the Conch Republic. It might have a bonus question or two from here, but just be on the lookout for that. And I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a good time.